The camera fades in on a quiet suburban street just after sunrise. A gentle glow runs across the pavement as the lens slowly moves toward a large silhouette parked at the curb. As the light grows stronger, that familiar upright shape comes into view. Today we are taking a deep dive into the 2026 GMC Savana, a vehicle that has somehow managed to remain both old school and relevant at the same time. This is not just a walk around. This is a full experience of interior, exterior, performance, and pricing told in a way that gives you the feeling of standing right here next to it. The shot opens with the Savana resting peacefully, its long body stretching across the frame. The design philosophy here has never been about chasing trends. There is no flashy contouring or dramatic aerodynamic profile. Instead, the 2026 model keeps its fundamentally box-like architecture that has defined the Savana for decades. But as the camera pulls in closer, you begin to notice the subtle updates. The grille has a cleaner structure, still bold but more refined. The chrome accents are a bit more controlled, less overpowering than previous generations. The headlights now feature a sharper lighting signature that gives the front end a modern presence without abandoning the utilitarian roots. The lens shifts down the side where the sheer length of the vehicle is on full display. The slab sides convey exactly what this van is meant to do. Carry people, carry cargo, carry entire businesses if necessary. The 2026 edition remains familiar, but you can tell GMC has improved the build quality. The panel gaps look tighter and the paint has a deeper richness when the light hits it at an angle. The wheels are simple and rugged, and that is intentional. This van is meant to live a hard life, and the exterior reflects that no-nonsense attitude. As the camera transitions to the rear, you see the giant swing out doors that open wide and create a massive loading space. They are heavy and solid, clearly built to last. The rear lighting is updated just enough to keep things contemporary. It is not trying to be stylish. It is trying to be dependable and approachable for anyone who needs a big, capable platform. Now we cut to the interior. The door swings open and the lens climbs inside. Immediately you notice the same rugged essence from the exterior carries through, but with welcome improvements. The dashboard has been redesigned with cleaner lines and higher quality materials. It is not luxurious, it is practical with a touch of refinement. The driving position sits high with a commanding view of everything in front of you. The steering wheel is thicker and more ergonomic. The gauges are still simple and easy to read, and the center display has finally caught up with modern expectations. The new infotainment system is larger, more responsive, and incorporates better voice and device connectivity. The narrator describes the interior space as the camera pans across the vast cabin. The front row seats have more supportive cushioning, which is helpful for long shifts behind the wheel. Depending on configuration, the Savana can be set up for passengers, equipment, or a mix of both. The passenger version displays wide rows and generous headroom, which feels almost like sitting in a mobile living room. The cargo layout is even more impressive, with a cavernous volume that can swallow supplies, tools, furniture, or anything a business might depend on. We transition to a slow tracking shot of the instrument panel. New vents, sturdier switchgear, and a more modern layout bring the experience forward by a full step. One thing that stands out is the improved insulation. Even before we start driving, the cabin feels quieter, less buzzy than older models. This is crucial for commercial use, where comfort over long days can truly affect productivity. The next scene cuts to the engine bay. The hood opens with a firm clunk and we get our first look at the updated powertrain options for the 2026 Savana. GMC has worked to refine the engines for better reliability and smoother operation. The base option continues to offer strong low-end torque, which is ideal for hauling heavy loads. Higher output configurations deliver more energetic acceleration for those who need to tow trailers or transport fully loaded cabins across long distances. The engineering philosophy remains the same. Prioritize durability and predictable power delivery over flashy numbers. Then the van rolls onto the road. The camera sits low as the tires begin to turn and the Savana glides forward. The narrator explains that the ride quality has been noticeably improved. The suspension is tuned to handle weight efficiently while still keeping the van stable and composed. Over broken pavement, the body stays flatter and less jittery than before. Steering effort is lighter but still gives enough feedback to make such a large vehicle feel manageable. We cut to an exterior chase shot where the Savana moves along a long stretch of highway. The sound design emphasizes the quieter cabin and more refined powertrain note. At higher speeds, the van feels more controlled and comfortable. Wind noise is reduced thanks to subtle body refinements. The van is still big, Still tall, still shaped like a rolling rectangle, but it behaves more confidently than older versions. Another angle shows the Savana climbing a long, steep hill. The narrator talks about torque delivery and how the engine handles inclines without strain. If you are towing or carrying big payloads, this is exactly the kind of consistent performance that matters. Next we glide into the safety portion of the review. The interior shot reveals a suite of updated driver assistance features. The 2026 Savana finally includes more advanced alerts such as forward collision warnings, lane awareness notifications, and improved stability systems. While it is not packed with high-end luxury-level technology, it gives drivers real tools to stay safer on crowded roads. Then we move to a quiet parking lot where the narrator discusses maneuverability. The Savana is large, but its improved steering and visibility make slow-speed handling easier. The camera demonstrates tight turns, backing procedures, and docking movements that show how predictable the van feels despite its size. With the visuals moving across various angles and environments, we transition into pricing. The narrator explains that the Savana continues to price itself as a practical and cost-effective solution. It is not the cheapest van on the market, but it justifies its price through durability, configuration flexibility, and the reputation it has built over decades. Depending on trim level and layout, buyers can enter at a reasonable level and scale up only if they need additional equipment or capacity. For fleet managers and small businesses, this kind of pricing structure is valuable. Finally, the video returns to the street where we started. The sun is higher now, making the paint stand out boldly across the van's huge surface. The narrator sums up the essence of the 2026 GMC Savana. A vehicle that knows exactly what it is. A dependable workhorse with a refreshed design, a more comfortable interior, stronger tech, and better road manners. It is not reinventing itself. It is refining itself for another generation of business owners, adventurers, and families who simply need a tough and trustworthy machine. The camera backs away slowly as the Savana grows smaller in the frame. Birds cross the sky above it as the narrator delivers the closing line. If you want flashy styling, there are other vehicles. If you want a loyal partner built to handle the real world every single day, the Savana is still here and still ready for whatever you throw at it. The screen fades to black and the review ends.